dark and dreary places of the world are covered in shadows, where opportunities of a weapon that is unseen and encased in the dark become invisible to the human eye. There are professions that are tied to the dark side of humanity, whether you are stealing the items of nobles for personal gain or sent on a mission to place a client's enemy into an early grave. I did a poll on YouTube on what specific role-playing mods you wanted me to cover for your Skyrim VR experience. The options were Hell for the Moon, Vampiric Tendencies, Praise the Gods, The Shadows and I, and Other. As you can tell from the title and possibly the edgy intro, their winner was The Shadows and I, which is influenced by thieves and assassins. Before we go any further into the video, if you liked the video at any point in time or just found it helpful, be sure to let me know by hitting that like button, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do. If you don't know what kind of content I create content just like this, as well as funny moment stuff with other creators or me by my lonesome being an absolute psychopath. You can also follow me on other platforms with a link tree down below. If you need modding help or just want to chat with me and my fellow souls, go to the Soul Chamber, my Discord server, where you can get up to date with all the content there. The mods are going to vary in size, so we're going to go from the least content to the most, and all of these mods are ones that I have not covered except for one, but it fits this list, so I have to put it in. Now let's get you the tools to be a successful thief and or assassin in your Skyrim VR game. Let's make you a force to be reckoned with in the dark. To get a good foundation of your shady experience, Believable Crime Report Radius will increase the radius of which NPCs can report crimes. Kind of self-explanatory, the change is 1,000 units or 14 meters to 4,000 units or 57 meters. This will increase the stealth experience just a little bit. If you are in the depths that is the wilderness and silence any eyewitnesses, they shouldn't be able to tell the guard from a village that's forever and far away from your current location. Now, if you're like me, as Wolfram, my RP character, you are potentially a mage, and it's basically impossible to sneak when you are a mage. Yet with the really simple and self-titled sneak attack with spells mod, you can now sneak with your destruction spells after hitting the level 30 requirement of destruction. Once you reach that level 30 requirement, you'll get a message saying you can then sneak attack with your spells. Yet it's still loud, and you only get one shot, one opportunity, so take it, don't miss. The next one caters more to thieves. The bounty system is kinda ass in the vanilla game, and Crime Bounty Decay intends to fix that. Normally any bounty you obtain in any hold you are in will be held until you pay it off or serve your time. Yet this mod intends to change that while also being configurable. The mod will allow your bounty to decrease until you are no longer wanted as long as you are away from that specific hold. Now you can actually lay low like you hear in movies. A mod that really ties well and is highly recommended with the previous is Crime Overhaul and Crime Overhaul Fixes. It changes the way guards act when handling criminal activity. There's a lot, so I'll only name a few that really stand out. So here we go. When you pay off a bounty, you are not transported to another location. Getting away with criminal activities is more challenging. Examples being you'll be forced to interact with the guard who thinks they know you. Leaving the dialogue will be considered resisting and therefore arrested you. Crime values changed. Attack forgiveness exists. Being a Thane will grant you a once a week usage of flaunting your status to brush off the guards, and murder is no longer a payable crime. The jailbreak system has been overhauled and the threshold to arrest on site has changed. The Fixes mod for the Crime Overhaul mod just fixes a few things and has a few patches available for you if you have specific mods installed. Now we're dipping our toes into mods that add items into our games. First off, pick your poison. Poisons really fit the playstyle of an assassin, but there are other concoctions that you could create to assist your thieving and sneak killing sprees or thievery, whichever you choose. Yet if you don't have the patience to scour and do endless experiments with the alchemy table because you just don't want to spend that goddamn time wasting away using every single resource you have, you can just go to your local apothecary and purchase books with up to 13 volumes depicting recipes and ingredient breakdowns. This also has support for mods like Apothecary, Complete Alchemy and Cooking Overhaul, and Alchemy Adjustments. Now go get that knowledge so you don't have to spend your time doing dumbass experiments. Now let's do a small armor segment, particularly two sets. The first one being the Bosmer Elder Shadow Armor. It is originally from another mod called Bosmer Elder Armor, yet that was a brown color, yet the shadow armor changes it to gray, and it's an armor set that gives you some weapons as well as befitting the shady character. The second set is 4th Unknown's Dark Brotherhood Retexture. Yet with the Russia and Ukraine conflicts, Fourth Unknown has removed his mods from the Nexus. Yet I have found a Reddit post to get you access to his other mods, including the Dark Brotherhood Retexture, as I mentioned here. It's just too beautiful to ignore, as well as other mods, so cop them if you can. Now, to get that feeling that's relatively close to an Assassin Thief build, you want to be able to climb and traverse the rooftops with ease, correct? Then you'll want this next one. Pull Mastery Hookshot or Grappling Hook is the mod. This mod adds a few new spells as well as physical items that will allow you to shoot a chain with a hook or spearhead. One version will pull targets toward you and the other will pull you to the target destination. There are 6 attack spells, 3 traversing spells, and 2 dwarven items. Yet these can be abused, but I have an alternative later on in the video. But traverse those rooftops with ease, my fellow thief assassin folk. This really makes it easy. Use and abuse it like Will Smith did Chris Rock. The next one has a requirement, but I want to leave that one for last, as it's the key mod for the thieving killer feeling to the max. This mod is called Shadow Dancer. You are a chosen of Nocturnal, I assume anyway. You become able to wield special abilities befitting the chosen servant of Nocturnal, harnessing the shadows. The abilities grow as you level up. You can start it by reading the Book of Shadows book. Hold on, script. You can start by reading the Book of Shadows that the mod gives you. It will start and initialize the leveling up process of the mod. It gives you balanced abilities that will give you access to another unique playstyle that befits this entire video. The abilities are Bound Shadows, a dark bow, a Conjure Shadow Throwing Dagger, Shadow Walk, Shadowed Dagger, and Shadow Step. Lots of shadows everywhere. The bow is self-explanatory, but it has a few more attributes that make it really viable as a thief assassin. The bow can be used to extinguish light sources in the beginning, but as you progress to level 25, the bow can then be used like Uriel's bow and shoot out the sun. Block out the sun. The dark is your friend, your ally. Be molded by it. The throwing dagger power allows you to bind the shadows into a dagger, and it will buff that dagger that would allow you to throw the dagger. Yet VR, it's kind of weird and not needed, especially if you have weapon throw VR. So I kind of ignore this feature, but your call, not mine. Shadow Walk will allow you to make your presence in the dark as long as you are not detected. Diminish, completely gone. No, mask it all. You never existed, like I wished I was. Shadow Dagger will allow you to conjure a dagger that scales with your level. Shadow Step gives you an ability to teleport to a targeted enemy to do your shadowy damage. There's also a neat enchantment that will give you some extra damage as long as you are in the shadows. Because, you know, shadows is everything with this mod. It's your friend, your ally, the dark, molded by it. Now, time to talk about the requirement of the previous mod, as well as the bread and the butter of this entire list. And goddamn, sneak tools. This mod enhances your sneaking experience tenfold by giving you new tools and features to help you succeed as a thief or assassin. I want to go over the features first, as one of them doesn't exactly work properly in VR, and that one is the slit throat option when sneaking towards your target, or yeah, just sneaking towards your target to assassinate them. It just doesn't want to initiate at all. I assume it's animation based, and that is why, but that is the only feature that doesn't work in VR. The other options work flawlessly, like the knockout feature when using the blackjack item or being unarmed works really well, knocking out your targets to loot them and leave them clothless if you want to. I mean, it's your victim, not mine. I don't care what you do with them. You can also kill sleeping targets as long as that target is clearly sleeping, and you have a weapon capable of disintegrating your target. Although, on a knife, silence, right? It's befitting of the dark. Most of these options can be enabled and disabled with the MCM, as well as pop-up menus to ensure that you are achieving what you want to do. Might be helpful in VR, so try it. Yet the other features make the sneak tool experience a bit better. With this mod, you can extinguish and reignite fires with the provided arrows, which those arrows are water, oil, fire, noisemaker, and rope arrows. Each are self-explanatory. Each arrow type has a specific role, yet the two that are a bit different from what you would expect are the noisemaker and the rope arrows, yet they are still kind of easy to grasp. Yet the noisemaker arrows will attract attention from the enemies who cannot find you and go towards the arrow that you shot, clearly. And the rope arrows are a little more different than the VR terms anyway. Rope arrows give you more traversing ability. Well, traverse whatever. Yet I want to state, if you want to climb these ropes, you must rapidly click the interact button to actually go up the ropes, which is kind of weird, but makes sense. I mean, you're climbing, you're gripping. Do it. I don't know. If I ever create another RP series after Wolfram, I will most certainly go with a thief or assassin character, and this would be the first mod to go on that list because this is just game changing right here for the thief assassin builds. This is the bread and butter. I hope you enjoyed this list of mods to help you become the most successful thief and or assassin in all of Skyrim VR or Skyrim SE, whichever. I mean, I don't know what you play. I thought this list would be harder to compile, yet I found some really nice and juicy ones for you, along with these tests. You know, the testing was actually quite easier than I expected it to be. And it made me want to make another character just with these mods, and I can't, because I still have Wolfram to fix. I hope you pick up some of these juicy mods for your Skyrim VR game. Let me know which ones you took, because I'm genuinely curious to know what you guys decide. Did you guys want to get these sneak tools, your bread and butter of this entire list, or did you just want something like pick your poison? I don't know. I'm curious. Tell me. And that's it for the Skyrim VR mods video. Be sure to endorse the mods you've downloaded to support the creators and encourage them to do more or to just give them pride. You can follow my socials via the link tree. It includes my Twitter, which I'm trying to be more active on, my TikTok as well, trying to be more active on, and my Patreon. So speaking of Patreon, I want to take a small portion of the video to thank my patrons. They gained a special role in my Discord that indicates them being the first patrons, which is limited to 10. So if you want them, there you go. There's 3 already taken, and if you decide to revoke your patronage or membership, you will still keep that role because, well, you're special to me. You can support me for as little as $1 there, but don't forget that it's basically a tip jar with some extra benefits. And don't forget to join the Discord server if you want to be up to date with my content, my content, or just to chat with me and my fellow souls. If you liked any of the mods or found this video helpful at all, be sure to like the video. It really helps me fight the dreadful Daedric entities called the YouTube algorithm. And if you're interested in other VR content as well as other hilarity, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of those future videos. And one last thing is to keep your soul free and use the shadows as your friend.